There he is, Butter. What's flopping, man? Oh man, does this thing still work? Gotta clear the freaking dust out of it. Come on. Okay, let me just get the link because it's not showing up on my end, but there it is. Okay, okay, boom, bang, bang. There we go. Share to the group. Instagram updated, to where like it's all different now. Live on Rumble now. They changed it so that like you swipe left and right to get. That's the weirdest thing, man. Are we good? Yeah. Okay, we're green. We're green. What's going on, Paper Doll? How's it going, Nix? Poster Child. I remember Poster Child. Is he new? He might be new. Shout out to Poster Child, Cliff Diver. What's flopping, man? We got lots to discuss, actually. Breaking news, man. In the last 90 some odd days. Well, let's go. Holy croppers, yeah. 90 days. A lot happened, put it that way. We have breaking news out of Canada, too, that actually is somewhat good news, but it's not good if we don't keep the pedal to the metal, so to speak. Otherwise, it's going to, the momentum, I mean, I'll tell you all about it. So we have a lot of stuff to cover here. I got a whole list. I just sent that to the chat, so we should be... Okay, and then I got some crazy news for you too, guys. Cheers, everyone, to the lit. I'm having a lit right now. I just posted to my story, drinking the lit, or rather making it. And I will say, every once in a while, there's like shortages of cacao in the countries that grow it. And of course, it's weather related, which they'll say is climate change. But we know that there's something else going on. But it really makes you grateful to be able to have a lit. So shout out to Nolan and Selena and Poster Child, who are probably having a lit right now with me as well. We're going to give away some free lit tonight too. It's got to give you a milk mustache, man. You just whisk it up, the cream, the raw cream, and then you have raw superfood, raw milk / raw cream with your chocolate, which, by the way, something that was cool that we mentioned a couple days, I made a post about this. Because someone DM me, it's funny. Sometimes the most aggressive like DMers who come off the out of left field and are like, yo, and they come all combative. Sometimes those become the chillest people. So some guy was like, bro, I can't believe like you guys are promoting cacao when it's been proven that it has like heavy metals. I'm like, bro, I'm way ahead of you, man. But no, I didn't say that. That sounds like ego. But I'm like, bro, don't worry, we got you covered. Here's the heavy metal test on our chocolate powder, the heirloom cacao. It's got the cleanest levels you can even fathom, lowest allowable levels. In other words, a bowl of green beans has more heavy metals in it than a whole freaking bag of chocolate powder. Anyway, super detoxing, decalcifying of the pineal gland. We'll talk all about that. The other thing I wanted to mention too, though, is that shout out to these files that are finally being freaking released. Chris, did you hear about that, man? Shout out to Chris, man. And Nolan, what's flapping, Nolan? Oh, he's on the Chad mode right now. Shout out to Nolan. So I guess we'll get right into it because this is shocking breaking news. So get this. Canada approved cloned meat, okay? So it was cloned. And so it's basically the same thing that they do with it's actually different, but you know how there's aborted fetal cells in food? No, there's not. There is DNA from an aborted fetal cell that happened in the 1960s that they kept, and then they replicate cells from that tissue as a food additive. Don't ask me why the fuck they do that. I will tell you why, but you know. But anyways, with the cloned meat, that's basically what it is too. They like have some fiber of actual meat, and then they put it in a test tube or in a petri dish or some industrial scale petri dish. Science, man, it wasn't my forte. But and they grow the meat from meat. It's fucking weird. But they say that it's just as safe and good and healthy and has no human health risk. Dude, I'm not worried in the slightest. I mean, this is a concern too, of course. So I shouldn't say I'm not in the slightest worried. But like the health of it, like sure, maybe you could eat it and survive. Like people eat, if you're in prison in Thailand, you eat cockroaches to survive. I read a whole book about it, and it's called 11,000 Days or 1,100 Days or anyway, this guy got imprisoned in Thailand and they had to eat cockroaches to survive because the food was so nutrient deficient that to survive, they had to do that. But anyways, that's not my concern. If like the health effects, it's like, I'm not supporting going towards cloned food. I think that we're going We need to be going the other way, of course. I mean, if you picture this for a second, okay? Canada, if we pull up the map, it's bigger than 80% of countries. It's fucking massive. And you think there's like a bit more room for some goats and like cows we could raise naturally. But no, instead, let's set up a factory and grow the meat in a test tube. So, anyways, but get this, they approved it where like it wouldn't have to be labeled. So you remember this whole thing with genetically modified food. It's like they've been wanting to people at the Monsanto and whatnot has fought against labeling it. Of course, they don't want, and their excuse was hilarious that they think that the American public doesn't understand the science. In other words, you're too stupid to make informed decisions on GMO food. Like they don't want you to see the label that says this is GMO because they know that people will be like, oh, I don't want that. But they think that that's you not understanding the science because like the science is settled that it's good for you or fine and safe. So with the cloned meat, it's a similar thing, but let me just shout out quickly that we are live on Instagram, on an Instagram live here quick. Cloned, let's just say mandatory cloned meat. You will, let's see, like mandatory cloned meat, Bon Appetit. Someone's gonna say, dude, are you promoting cloned meat? Don't worry, buddy. We're getting into it. And what's it cloned from? I mean, they say it's cloned from meat, but couldn't they clone from anything? What meat? Because meat, I don't know if they're cloning beef from, I guess that would actually meet the definition of a clone, but they're also replicating cells from that diploid kidney cell thing. So we'll talk about that in a second. Let's see if this live works. Boom, bang, bing. Shout out to Shyam Batra. Guys, the guy who's running for mayor is a mayoral candidate in London, England, who's in interviews exposing Agenda 21, just joined my live on Instagram. So shout out to Mr. Shyam, man. We got to freaking talk, dude. Okay, so everyone, just so you know, we are live on Rumble right now, which is the free speech platform. I want to talk to you about the meat situation that's going on. It's like the plan. You should know about this so you aren't shocked and surprised when it comes around the corner. Come on over to my live on Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. And shout out to Let It Rock, man. Dude, Dearborn, Michigan's beautiful, man. It depends where you're at in the city, of course. But I mean, Michigan, what would you rather live in? I don't want to say a place that someone else lives in, then they'll feel offended. But let me just say there's shittier places to live, dude. So do not say that. So are domestic animals real? Forever, RJ, we're going to talk all about that on my Rumble channel. And I know a lot of times people go, why is he always talking about Rumble? Rumble is where you can talk about stuff and not worry about Draconian Reptilian says, Shyam Batra, please kick Khan out. So we got guys doing full-blown political discussion here. Anyways, we do live on Rumble because then we can't be, let's just say it's really safe to go live there. So it's at the link in my bio. Come on over. We're talking about cloned meat. We're hanging out. We're having a chocolate right now as we speak. Delicious and detoxing. And shout out to Portland, Oregon. Don, I'd love to have you on Rumble, man. We got Vetman, Big Steve, Poster Child. We got a ton of folks on Rumble right now. And we're doing a deep dive on this cloned meat thing and many other shocking situations as well. KG, that's right. I mean, Vancouver, it's raining all the freaking time. Toronto, it's a cluster. I mean, fuck. Mary said, when you refer to meat, you mean all types or just beef? Well, that's the thing, Mary. They got a plan. It's supposed to be like all meat. Like the plan is that they want to grow all meat and eliminate animal agriculture. And of course, with all the vegan documentaries we saw, it's like, oh, that'll like save the environment. But we know that's not, like, the plan is not to save the environment. If they wanted to save the environment, they would ban glyphosate and fluoride and atrazine right now. But they're not doing that. Instead, they are growing meat in a test tube. Also, we know that the owner of Microsoft sponsors it. So you know that it's got fingerprints all over it that you want to watch out for. So we are live on Rumble right now. It's at the link in my bio. Free to watch, free to download, and free to join. If you make an account, you can comment, though. I hope to see all you guys on Rumble right now. We're doing a deep dive on this and something you're not going to be able to hear on freaking Instagram for obvious reasons, all right? Much love, everyone. Come on over to Rumble, all right? You know, I would love to go live on Instagram, but, dude, let me tell you this. When you're live on Instagram and then all of a sudden it, like, freezes and you're like, what? And you have to cancel the live, and then it's like, boom, you get this big notification, and it says, that was against our guidelines. Dude, I got a strike the other day and they appealed it. Like they got it wrong, but dude, they gave me a strike the other day for a false strike. It didn't apply properly. It was an AI glitch, of course. But they freaking said you can't go live for 365 days. And then I appealed it, and thankfully within like 20 minutes they restored it. But like that's the type of shit you just gotta watch out, man. So anyways, that's crazy, Baldwin. Orion's belt. So what are stars really? Because I'm sure they're not planets, man. I mean, we got to talk about that. Anyway, so what I wanted to say though, about, and welcome everyone to Rumble. Thank you for joining. And before we get into the full-blown clone meat thing, because we do have to talk about, shout out to Selena and Captain Walt, we do have to talk about the clone meat and also the other plan that they have to do with something called CRISPR, which is like GMOs on steroids. It's freaking shocking. Is the fact that tonight we are giving away a bunch of free chalk. And so for all of you guys who've been following me for a while, you know that the main, let me just put this in right, the main, the only product or service that I promote on my Instagram for the past 6 or 7 years is chalk superfoods, chalk supplements. So I'm drinking a chalk lit right now, which is organic heirloom cacao, certified organic, heavy metal tested, stimulates the production of stem cells, or is believed to support stem cell production. It's believed to be one of the top pineal gland foods in the natural world. It is extremely delicious. And also they say that it has a ton of antioxidants, which is what helps to decalcify or supports pineal gland function, put it that way. So we're giving a couple of those away for free tonight. And we're also doing, forget about the code I just gave you. This is the way the deal works, okay? We're doing something special. Selena, listen to this. You're going to be like, damn, you held out all summer on that deal? Listen to this. Copy, paste, boom. Okay, so the coupon code, if you go to chalk.com and you subscribe to any supplement or bundle, like the male or female stack, or the Chad mode, which is the organic blue spirulina, organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans, any supplement or bundle, and you use the discount code 60life, you get a 60% off lifetime discount. You can cancel or modify at any time, and we will include a free bag of chocolate powder in your order. So that means you can get the #1 supplement for men and women, the hot water purified Shilajit, heavy metal tested, clinically studied, supports fertility, brain function, energy levels, detoxification, testosterone for men. It supports testosterone production. And you can get that for, I don't know, 20 something bucks, and you get a $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order automatically. But if you get a male or female vitality stack, which is the optimal, I mean, it's a combo of the most potent superfoods for men and women in the entire world. You got ashwagandha, Irish moss, that's wildcrafted, organic ashwagandha, massively increases melatonin production, so you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. I'm going to take one right now, actually. Get a male or female stack, and you'll get a chocolate and a free bottle of minerals, the chalk minerals, which is the full matrix of minerals, which rebuilds your DNA. It boosts brain function. It increases detoxification function because minerals bind to free radicals and heavy metals and excrete them out of the body. And minerals ignite every biological process in the body. So if you're getting the full matrix of minerals, well, put it this way. If you're eating 100% organically today, you're getting less than the full matrix of minerals. Less than. But if you get the full matrix of minerals in you every day, then all your biological processes, your DNA, because minerals build your DNA, it's freaking amazing. So you get a free minerals and a free lit powder if you get a male or female stack, and the coupon code is 60life. Trader Nolan said, so if I get the Shilajit with 60life, I'll also get the lit. That's right, Nolan. For the beginning of this live, I don't know if we're doing that for the first like 3 or 4 people. That's what I heard from Chalk. I don't know if they would be able to extend it. But yes, that is currently the deal, Mr. Nolan. Shout out to freaking Nolan, dude. And then you guys can be sipping the lit on the lives with me. So also, I do recommend the female stack because it has the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the certified wildcrafted Irish moss. Kendall Aaron's been taking the female stack for, I don't know, like 2 years now, Kendall. And the Irish moss also has the full matrix of minerals. It's a total superfood. But what isn't a superfood is the fact that they're now promoting, or this is the announcement, okay? So I wake up. The news is, oh, hey, dude, cloned meat approved for sale in Canada with no labeling. What a shit news article to read. And so I'm reading it, and they're going, "Yep, we've considered that it's actually totally safe, and so it doesn't even need a label." So thankfully, everyone starts freaking out and said, "What the hell? What the Sam Dam is going on?" And like 4 days later, get this, Health Canada paused the release of cloned meat, judging on or because of the reaction of by the public, because of the outrage about this. Now, the crazy part is that applies to every new policy that is presented to any of us anywhere in the world, whatever country you're in. If you go and there's enough of an outrage, about some policy or something they're trying to implement, it doesn't go through because they're getting too much backlash. And again, if you've been with me for a while, you've heard this already, but in the UK, they launched some tax. People were pissed. A lot of people were pissed. They said that's bullshit. And like 6 months later, they lifted the tax. And the reason for this was, they claimed, was because the economy got better. The economy did not get better. They lifted the tax because they were about to stir a sleeping lion, which was the British public, who were pissed off about this tax. But they don't ever want to admit defeat, of course. You don't want to admit defeat, then you show weakness. So instead it was like, no, it's strategic. We're not doing the tax anymore. Don't get mad, please. That's what it was. So it's shocking. Butterdog, the deal is the next couple people who get, hold on, it's okay. Yeah. So we have 2. So someone already just ordered a Shilajit, actually. So we have 2 left. And let me know. I think the, whatchamacallit, the audio is good, eh? Yeah, it shows me the audio should be good. So if you go to choq.com, choq.com, I pinned it in the caption there, and you subscribe to the male or female vitality stack with the code 60life, that's a 60% off lifetime discount on any subscription or bundle. You can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically you're going to get a free $100 bag of Choq Lit powder. That's the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. $100 bag, delicious, detoxing. I'm having one right freaking now. But if you get a single supplement, like the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, or the Irish moss, or the Tomcat, which supports free testosterone production 87% in 21 days for men, for like $20 with that frickin' code. If you get a single supplement, you get a free Choq Minerals, which is cold water extracted from a humic shale deposit in Utah. So that's the deal. Free lit with a stack, free minerals with a boom bang bing single subscription. That's fine, Nolan. Give her, dude. You freaking got it. Nolan is the one who just got the Shilajit. Shout out to freaking Nolan. Shout out to Nolan, dude. Congratulations. So Nolan's about to be taking an herbo-mineral compound that comes from the mountains of the Himalayas and has chromoproteins and bioactive compounds in it, the Shilajit, which supports testosterone, fertility, mental clarity, detoxification, neurogenesis, the production of new brain cells. Shout out to freaking Nolan, dude. You're going to love it, man. Shout out to Nolan. And we have 20 or 16 clinical studies on it. Absolutely amazing. Shout out to Vetman. That cacao will keep you awake. You know what's funny, Vetman? The Chad mode, I would never have past like 6 p.m. unless I was doing an all-nighter or like driving for the next like 5 or 6 hours or something. But the Choq Lit, I'm usually fine having a Choq Lit this time of night, no problem at all. In fact, we pretty much every night have a Choq Lit around this time. I pass out on the cocoa. Yeah, exactly. Nick's support. Yeah, you can sleep on cacao for sure. There is a micro amount of like naturally occurring caffeine in cacao, but I don't find it has any effect on my sleep. So anyways, cheers, everyone. Cheers. Now, the cloned meat, there's a guy on YouTube who doesn't post anymore, but his name was Ice Age Farmer. And he was posting all about how in every state and pretty much every country, he was covering all the news that has to do with farming and animals and the laws and regulations and the AI and all the shit that they're trying to do. And if you want an idea of where they're planning to take us, this is an example I saw. Look no further than a video game that came out like 2 years ago, Battlefield 2042. And in this, and you know now video games, like they're just as like controlled as like a Hollywood movie. Like they got subliminal messaging, they got programming, they got messages in there. It's shocking, right? Well, in Battlefield 2042, it takes place in 2042. There is insanely powerful weather events and floods. I'm not saying this is going to happen, by the way. Don't be fear-mongering. Like, because I have good news as well. But like, I just want you to know this is kind of the plan. Crazy weather events, crazy migration, like everything's changing. People are moving all over the place. But the crazy part to do with farming is that one of like the places in the map that you play on, it's a AI controlled farm that has robot like picking machines. It's totally autonomous, like no human interaction with it. So it's they don't say, but I'm sure it's genetically modified. That's where they want to take it, right? And so it's like GMO food, let's say. The fields are tended to by robots. And then in the big facility, it's like all scientific and white and sterile, like, and they have massive, like, what do you call it? Hydroponic. Like they grow all the food hydroponic and in these fields controlled by robots. And there's like mass tanks of like poison, it says on it, like pesticides and everything. So what they're trying to do is my understanding is that they're trying to change the environment. Shout out to Nolan, man. They're trying to change the environment with the weather modification and the spraying to then make it so the only thing that grows really well are GMOs. Now they're far away from that now because I know all kinds of organic farmers who are growing all kinds of food. But it's said that they're going to try to make it harder to do all those things. And so Ice Age Farmer was covering all these laws and regulations. For example, I think it was in like Idaho or Wyoming or something. And they said, oh, we need to like microchip the cows so we can make sure we track any like diseases. And they're like, oh, okay. And then there's a big pushback against that because shout out to Yano. There's a big pushback against that because in the Netherlands, they made them chip their cows. And then like 6 months later, they said, all of you have too many cows for us to reach our climate targets of the emissions. And so you have to cull your cows. And they're all like databased because they're microchipped. So we can see the writing on the wall where that's planned to take us. Now, hold on a second. Let me just quickly check this. Hold on. Oh, wow. Apple just launched a thing that says your ID now on iPhone. And it's a driver's license. Oh, dude. Yeah, and I got something for you about digital ID too. I got something for you guys. Give me 1 second here. Digital ID. What's the word? Hold on. Oh, fuck. Breaking. We're just going live on Instagram quick to tell everyone we're live here. Butterdog, that's a good question, dude. That's an excellent question. He said, what's the difference between a regular ID and a digital ID? That's a very good question, Butterdog. We're about to fully go through what the plan is and a way out of it. Because from what I just saw, the digital ID is not going to be released in the way you would think it would. It's like a bit trickier. It's a bit of where it's difficult to not get it. And it's not going to be a form. It's not going to be a sheet they give you to fill out. It's going to be presented to you through the apps on your phone that you won't be able to use. I'll explain. Welcome, everyone. So we are, shout out to Eric. Dude, Eric, you're the guy. The reason I'm talking about digital ID right now is because of the post you just made. I think it was you anyway, about the freaking digital ID, dude. So shout out to Eric, who's the reason for this title of this live and the topic we're about to get into. So Feline said, learn to say no. It's a bit more shocking though, Feline. Like this will take more than no, because we'll explain. Right now, just so you guys know, we are live on Rumble. Rumble is a free speech platform. What I want to tell you about how they're going to try to release this digital ID shit, I don't really want to be discussing here because they could say, actually, that's false information. And I don't want to get a strike. So we are live right now on Rumble, which is free to watch, free to download, and free to join. It's at the link in my bio. Janet, don't be scared. Janet, once you join my live, you will be empowered. You will not be scared. You'll be stoked. You'll be fired up because human freedom is about to be restored. It's about to, we're about to cross that freaking Rubicon, okay? Condit Mary said, what on earth are you talking about? Condit, come on over to Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and free to join. We have to discuss this because it's breaking, shocking news now. And that's right. Don't be fearful. Do not have fear. That's right. Forget. That's right, Dee. So come on over to Rumble right now. It's at the link in my bio. We'll see all of you guys there. And we're doing a deep dive on this whole subject and what the Sam Dam is going on. Okay. You're going to want to hear this. Okay. And that's right, Eric. Dude, Eric. Oh, man, Eric, it'd be cool if you had Rumble. You should come to Rumble. But Eric, you got shit going on, man. You create content. I mean, are you going to consume it too? I mean, come on. Shout out to Eric, dude. I hope to see all of you guys on freaking Rumble. And shout out to Jose Villa Phoenix. Shout out to you, man. Judith, the link is in my bio. So if you click my profile and then click the link, you'll see a link tree. And in the link tree is the Rumble channel. Whoops. Okay, so we'll see you guys on Rumble. We'll see you guys in 2 seconds. Thanks. How's that for an outro? Thanks. No, it wasn't Eric who posted about the digital ID, but still. Okay, so welcome every dear soul. Shout out to Lou, shout out to Vet, and shout out to Berg. Shout out to Berg, man, and Benster, all you guys. Okay, so what I just heard yesterday is shocking about the digital ID. And what I thought was, and I still kind of think this, but it sounds like they're going to do a different way. So originally it was, they're going to make it voluntary to get like a digital driver's license. And they're going to make some benefit to getting a digital driver's license. And with that, there'll be like perks, like less wait times, less fees or something to incentivize like a shitload of people to be like, oh, fuck, I'm on my phone all day anyway. Might as well get a digital ID, right? Or a digital driver's license. But once a certain percentage of people decide to go digital, they will start to phase out the physical. And if you're just a normal person, you're like, well, it makes sense. Like everything's going digital. Like what's wrong with that? But what's wrong with it is that absolute power corrupts absolutely. But I think it's already corrupt from the beginning. It's not like all of a sudden they're getting this power and then they're going to be corrupt. Like I think we're already there. So then they'll phase out the digital and say like, oh, it's actually going to cost you more if you don't get digital, or like there's some perks you miss out on, or something like is seriously wrong if you do not, get the digital driver's license. But the video I saw yesterday was that they already have all of our biometrics. Obviously, if you've used a phone, they got facial recognition on your freaking face. These phones were never about making shit convenient for us. It was about spyware and using the back end. Like we're using the front end of our phones here. The back end of the phone is where the real nitty gritty happens. Like it's listening to us all the fucking time. This is what George Orwell said would happen. So here's the crazy part. They already have our biometrics. You know, that video I posted that got fact checked, which is why I'm careful what I post on Instagram, is that when you're walking around, your phone is constantly every like 4 seconds emitting infrared light at your face that you can't see with your regular eyes. And there's something called optogenetics where light waves can turn on and off different like biological functions. So maybe that means you're looking at your phone for like hours and it's like turning off, it's like affecting different faculties in your brain, like slowing down your awareness, like dumbing you down, docile, who knows what. But optogenetics, it's the control of cells with light. So our phones are constantly, and you can get, someone has an infrared camera, it's on TikTok, type in infrared camera light iPhone and you'll see it. Our freaking phones are going beaming our eyeballs with light at all times. Now you should get one of those face cover, like the face cam covers where you slide the thing over the camera and that little lens there or whatever. And that should stop that. But still, my point is they have our freaking biometrics. They already know what your face looks like, dude. So your digital ID is already created. It just hasn't been presented to you yet. You already have, especially with Palantir, a digital freaking and this is unnerving to think about, but they already have a digital version of you waiting to implement. And so this is the difference. Butterdog asked, what's the difference between digital ID and driver's license? Well, and a physical ID. Well, the digital ID would be linked to anything you freaking do on the internet and any service you use, any product you purchase. They made it so convenient and easy to do everything on your phone that now they can create a profile. But if you can imagine, this is so much information that you can't like process it. There would be like a billion people couldn't sift through all the data that would be collected on us in a single day. So then that's where AI comes in. And AI, if it was fully implemented, I'm not saying it's going to, but shout out to Chris James, man, and Vet and Ken. Shout out to Ken. And digital ID has been a thing in Sweden since during the pandemic. That's right, Ken. That was the tip. Hey, what set up the infrastructure for digital ID? Well, didn't we have to use our phones to scan in and out of shit during COVID? I didn't. I'm sure you guys didn't, but some people did. Every freeway has cameras now. That's right, and they're probably facial recognition. I know they read our license plates. So this is what they collect too. With Palantir and the likes of an AI system like that, you would have a profile that an AI can detect and every single thing about you. If you exist in society, if you use a phone and you live in a town or a city that has cameras, you pay utilities and all this, like you're in the freaking grid, then they got where you're driving and when. How often does he drive? How much gas does he probably burn? What's the model of his vehicle, her vehicle? What do they buy? How much do they buy? How much carbon do they emit? And they would have like an AI software run and create profiles. And it would be like, what do they comment on Instagram? What do they post on Facebook? They would have, you know how we were talking like years ago, like, oh, are we on lists because we post stuff? Like, are we on a list, like a watch list? Well, the AI would make it so that all of us would have like probably a secret rating, like a credit score, but not that we can see, to where it's like pretty freaking obvious if you're like a total normie sheep versus like someone who is awake and knows what's going on. And so it's a bit eerie, obviously. And what a lot of people are saying, including Max Egan from Australia, is that like, dude, the whole plan is to, use this digital ID thing to make a digital credit score, like a social credit score, like in China. And David Icke has been saying this forever. If you want to look at what's planned for the West, just look what they're doing in China. It's social credit. It's social freaking credit system. And they can bar you from doing this, that, or the other. But in the States, it's going to be different. Because the Chinese, it's seemingly they just kind of walked into like, oh, okay, like social credit, no problem. Whereas in the States, everyone will be like, fuck that. But so instead, they're going to make it so it's like very difficult to not get the digital ID. But I see this as going to be another Freedom Convoy 2.0. 100%. And I know too that at the same time that all this is going on, because it's obviously multifaceted, right? We got chemicals out the yin yang, we got the food control, we got the media control, we got celebrities speaking out now about, I don't know, man. Look what China McClain just said a couple months ago about what she saw in Hollywood. Like, it's just shocking. But the main thing is that we need to stay grounded in the fact that we are exactly where we are meant to be right now. Humanity as a whole is exactly where it's meant to be right now. This is part of the thing we signed up for coming into this life, was experiencing this shocking, like, it's actually surreal to think about it. Like, were we really born into a world that has all this crazy shit going on? And the answer is yes. And we're supposed to do our best through it and come out the other end. And I think that it's going to be, human freedom will be restored. I don't know how far it's going to go before we get there, though. And in the meantime, I think that it's absolutely imperative, with the amount of effort and energy and attention they spend and put towards making sure that we're chugging fluoride, that we're under artificial lights all the time, that we're getting beamed with frequencies all the time from cell towers, Wi-Fi, and smart meters, that we're eating food that didn't exist 50, 60 years ago. Like, there's clearly a plan heavily surrounded, or rather around, making sure what we're consuming to fuel ourselves lowers our state of consciousness and our frequency. So that's why since 2019, the only product or service, like I could give you an ebook, but like, don't you want to instead be like decalcifying your pineal gland, or like drinking something that detoxes you, or getting free bags of chocolate powder included in your order tonight? Because that's what we're freaking doing. We have 3 of these left because of Nolan. We're giving away chocolate tonight. This is the organic heirloom cacao from Chalk. That is heavy metal tested. It's got a ton of antioxidants. It stimulates stem cell production, or is believed to support stem cell production, which goes and repairs damaged tissue and damaged cells. It's freaking delicious. I'm drinking one right now. or the Chad mode. We have 2 or 3 left to give away for free. Stand by, I'll tell you how to get it. The Chad mode, which is the all-natural pre-workout / energy drink from Chalk that has organic blue spirulina and organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans. Most caffeinated beverages are full of synthetic caffeine that they grow in a lab, much like they grow cloned meat. Whereas the Chalk, the Chad mode, it's green freaking coffee beans, cold water extracted caffeine from them. Super clean and pure. And it has the blue spirulina, which binds to heavy metals, free radicals, phthalates, and it is a binder. It binds to free radicals and excretes them out of the body. So this is the way, yeah, Poster Child. The secret recipe is our customers. Oh my God, who said that again, Poster Child? Did you guys hear that? Don't eat fast food. That's all I can say. It might be worse than just a bit of chemicals. Or the hot water purified Shilajit, which is the #1 supplement for men or women. So I'll tell you how to get the free lit powder that we're doing tonight. We have 2 or 3 more to give away. The Shilajit is an herbo-mineral compound from the Himalayas, which is revered as one of the most powerful superfoods in the natural world for hormones, testosterone for men, hormone optimization for women, stimulates the production of new brain cells. They call it neurogenesis. It's a freaking superfood. That is the #1 supplement you should get from Chalk if you're looking to all around. They call it the destroyer of weakness. It does a million things. So the way the deal works is I pinned in the live chat, but I don't know if it shows up. It should show up for you guys, but I'll send it again anyway. The next 2 or 3 people who go to chalk.com and subscribe to any supplement or bundle like the Shilajit or the male or female vitality stack, if you apply the discount code 60life, you're getting a 60% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. If you're one of the first 3 people to get a male or female stack, you get a $100 bag of the heirloom organic chocolate powder included in your order, which is freaking amazing. Freebie, $100 freebie with your order and 60% off for life. Or if you get a single supplement like the Shilajit for men or women, or the Tongkat for men, although women can take that as well, or the Irish moss, which is certified wildcrafted. Most moss is farmed in the Caribbean and it's totally full of microplastics. It's freaking crazy. The Chalk Irish moss, wildcrafted from Nova Scotia, full matrix of minerals, rebuilds your DNA. It is a superfood. If you get a single supplement, then you get a free $60 bottle of the Chalk minerals included in your order. That's a lot of freaking minerals, dude, which we know in the 1990s, they did a soil analysis. Just waiting for this camera to focus. And the mineral composition in the soil was down like 90% in the 90s, before GMOs were really even like released and implemented. So you can imagine now, well, the word on the street is if you're eating 100% organically today, you are getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. That is a fact. The fucking USDA did that study showing minerals are off a cliff. But if you just go to your store and get a freaking iron supplement, that is unabsorbable iron. Most of the supplements from the store, it's the Wild West. The supplement industry is like the Wild West. You got to freaking watch out, dude. It's all fake shit. With Chalk, you got Shilajit that's wildcrafted, or not wildcrafted, heavy metal tested, hot water purified. It used to be certified organic, but they changed the regulations to where Shilajit can't be considered organic because it doesn't grow. It's not an agricultural product. It exudes out of the cracks and crevices in these mountains. But either way, super freaking pure and potent. Our Tongkat, certified organic. Most Tongkat is farmed in China. And the Tongkat that we have has 16 clinical studies on it, supports free testosterone production 87% in 21 days. So basically, we have frick all minerals in the soil, and guys' testosterone levels are off a cliff, and girls' hormones are up all around, man, with all these disruptors. So I would say 60% off for life, pretty freaking sweet deal, and freebies included in your order, but it is first come, first serve. And Chalk did just say a whole bunch of people are on the site. So the next 3 people to get a male or female stack with the coupon code 60life. Holy fuck, I can't even believe they're doing that. 60% off for life on your subscription, and you get a free $100 bag of chocolate powder. Or if you get a single supplement with that code, you get a free bottle of the Chalk minerals, which again are cold water extracted from a humic shale deposit in Utah. The biggest humic shale deposit, they say, in the world. At least, forget about the world though, because dude, the known world, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more freaking continents we've never been to. I will say, if the information we get about our planet is from NASA, who's been caught lying a bajillion times, what do we even know about this realm, dude? Really? green screens, bubbles in space, mice in space, CGI, camera glitches, all this NASA footage. And the craziest part, it's almost like they're mocking us because NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. So it's kind of like, really, dude? It's one thing to just be like, oh, NASA means to deceive, but who knows? But instead, it's like NASA means to deceive, and NASA gets caught deceiving. And that's where we get all our information about galaxies and cosmos and planets. You know, some of those planet pictures they've showed us has literally been a rusty cast iron pan that they took a picture of. And they're like, this is planet Neptune's moon, C3b. And it's a freaking pan. I'm not even joking, dude. Look that one up. And they're like, oh, well, it was just because like our CG. And then here's the thing. All the pictures of Earth are composites. You know that, right? I didn't know we'd get into this, but there's the pictures of Earth from quote unquote space are composite images. Oh, it's because it's too big to take a picture of. Well, I thought the picture I fucking saw from the moon, you could see the whole Earth. But now NASA says, no, we need to take composite images of Earth because it's too big to fit in one camera angle. But I thought they got a whole picture of Earth when they're on the moon. Furthermore, if we went to the moon, why the fuck is there not a Walmart on the moon right now? Because that's what they would do if they could go to the moon. You think I'm joking? There's probably minerals and shit if it was a physical thing we could go to. But I don't know if it is. And then there's the videos of rockets going up. The eyes are useless if the mind is blind, right? There's pictures of rockets going up, videos, and it literally looks like when SpaceX or whatever is flying around up there, it looks identical to a boat creating waves in water, like the waves rippling out. Look at a video of SpaceX, and what people say is, and if you believe in the Bible, then it already told you this, that there's a freaking firmament up there, man. And there's a barrier between our world and the waters above. And the crazy part is that all these major commercials, like Red Bull has a commercial, or no, Hennessy has a commercial where they like blast off into space. And then when he's in this little capsule, and when he hits the ceiling, the camera goes upside down and he actually splashes into water. And that's one of like a billion different references to a dome, to the firmament, to the waters above. I mean, come on. But anyway, my point is that in the known world, we got all kinds of stuff, but there could be other continents and there could be other deposits of humic shale out there, put it that way. That's how we got into this, eh? The chalk minerals. Someone just got a ashwagandha, by the way. Congratulations to who just got the ashwagandha. They used the code 60life, so it came to, what is it, like $20 or something? And they're getting a free $60 bottle of the chalk minerals included in their order. That means we have, I guess, 2 more minerals to give away for free. The site is chalk.com. The coupon code is 60life. And if you get the male or female vitality stack, you're getting a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in your freaking order as well. That is first come, first serve, the next 2 or 3 people. And you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time, but keep in mind a lot of the clinically studied benefits are based on consistent consumption over 90 days. Vet said, do you think the earth is flat? Well, he said, you think the earth is flat, but he didn't put a question mark. So I don't know if it's a statement or a question, but dude, I mean, fuck, man. If I said, no, I believe the earth is a globe, then I would be saying that I believe like NASA. And furthermore, I think there's a raccoon outside. I just heard it crawling around. Furthermore, oh no, that's just Bluey. I forgot he was in here. That would be me saying I believe in NASA, which I don't. But here's something crazy. Shut up and listen to this, why don't you? Did you know, and let me just actually post this on, let me just go live real quick on Instagram. You guys won't believe what I'm about to tell you about the textbooks we all freaking read from in school. This is absolutely mind-blowing. It's one of those things you think about for several days after you hear about it. So listen to this. Emergency. Wait until you hear this. Hopefully that's strong enough. Yeah, Seaberg. I mean, dude, I like NASA. NASA is quite something. And you know what's crazy too is that they get something like 30 or 60 million bucks a day to study space. And they have 60-foot deep swimming pools with green screens. I mean, it's shocking, dude. Welcome everyone. So we have, if you all went to school in like North America and I'm pretty sure Europe since the 90s. So if you were born anywhere between 1990 and now, the textbooks you read from in school are owned by a particular company. When you hear who, and you will know when I tell you who owns the company, you know him. It's a household name, but it's not a good name. It's not a name. It's not necessarily like, I mean, it's freaking shocking, dude. It's not a good guy. The guy who owns the textbooks, you'd be freaking shocked. He's associated with some of the most horrifying organizations. So we are live right now doing a deep dive on who owns our textbooks. McGraw-Hill. That's right. And the, whatchamacallit, symbolism and the whole thing behind the name of it too is shocking. Come on over to Rumble. We're going to do a deep dive on this, and I don't want to really do it on Instagram because of censorship reasons. But we're live on Rumble right now, which is free to download, free to watch, and free to join. It's at the link in my bio. And we're live right now with like 100 people on, and we want to get more people there than here because I've gotten in trouble by talking freely on Instagram before, and I want to be careful. So come on over to Rumble. There's a bunch of people there. It's a freaking vibe, man. You got a whole bunch of other truthers in an uncensored room online. It's freaking awesome. So shout out to Sanka and shout out to Caesar. I hope to find you guys there. And then Marine, you don't need to look for me on Rumble. Just click the link in my bio and then you'll see the Rumble link and we will freaking see you right there. And also you can go to my stories. I posted the link to my Rumble in my stories as well. So there's a bunch of different ways you can come over to Rumble. If my link tree isn't working, go to my stories. The last story I posted, I put the Rumble link, okay? We'll see you guys there in 2 seconds. Much love, everyone. You know, that much love thing is no bullshit either. Like, you do got to have a lot of love, man. Like, come on, man. Yo, shout out to Asher. Shout out to freaking Asher. Oh, hold on. Shout out to Asher, who just got a whole bunch of superfoods and amazing, and Tonkat. Holy crappers. I'm thrilled for you, Asher, and I'm stoked. I think you qualify for the lit. I think I'm going to make sure Chalk gets you the lit in that order. Shout out to Asher Wilcox. Okay, so guys, listen to this and pipe it down. Like, this is freaking shocking, dude. And this is what you got to say to anyone who's like, no, I love public school. Because even the brainwashed people know that what I'm about to tell you is not good. So our textbooks that we all read from in school. Frick, Ken, I don't know if we ship to Portugal. Yo, Butterdog, does Chalk ship to Portugal? I don't think so. No, it should. It's Spain and Greece that have a problem. And Mexico. We can't ship to Mexico. And Brazil, forget about it. We'd love to, but the border, like, they just steal all the chalk. In fact, there's probably a bunch of like cartel who are literally taking chalk right now because they just confiscated at the border. Okay, so shout out to John Parker, Peter Parker's uncle, perhaps. No, he got shot in that movie. Shout out to John, man. I'm just joking. Or is that Porker? I can't see if that's an A or an O. Anyway, John Porker said, as someone just learning about this stuff, what do you think are some important topics I should be investing in or questions I should be asking myself? Well, you know what? John, first things first. 365 times it says in the Bible to not fear. So that's the first thing. Do not be scared. Danny, no, we don't ship to Brazil. We'd love to, but they just confiscate it. Second thing, John Porker. Well, let me get through what I'm about to say first about this freaking shocking news, and then I want to go back to that. So copy and paste your message and get ready to comment it again in like 2 minutes. So get this. Yeah, Uncle Ben. Chris James. Shout out to Chris James, man. So get this. All the textbooks we read is McGraw-Hill. McGraw-Hill was acquired by a company called Pergamon Press. Just so you know, Pergamon in the Bible was what translates to Satan's throne. It was a city that a whole bunch of horrible rituals and whatnot were going on. And so someone buys McGraw-Hill with the name of the company being Pergamon Press, which is Satan's throne. And that person who owns Pergamon Press is Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad. So it may very well be the influence. And so getting back to space and the globe versus the flat earth, all the shit we learned about Earth and how it's a globe and how the rotational speed and everything has been from a publisher that is named Satan's Throne. Now, if Satan exists, he likes to deceive. Am I going crazy here? Or would you deceive people with the name of Satan's Throne as your company and deceive them into thinking this, that, and the other? And it's not just space, too. Like, it's science, math, everything in these McGraw-Hill textbooks is what we freaking read about, man. So half the shit we know about this world or think we know is from Rob Maxwell, man. Ghislaine's freaking dad. Now, just because your daughter was involved in some shit doesn't mean you're necessarily, but I mean, like, that's a bit close to the sun, don't you think? Pergamon Press, really? You know, and then of course, now the textbooks are, I got a message about a year ago that, get this, that in high school biology classes, they are saying, yeah, exactly, Ken. Shout out to Ken, man. In high school biology classes, they are teaching something that is in contravention to 70 countries throughout Europe and other parts of the world. And this is in Canada, so in the States, I'm assuming it's got to be the same. They're teaching that GMOs, genetically modified food, which is owned by Monsanto, they pioneered that, are not only safe, but will feed the world. And only people who are scientifically illiterate think that they're bad. So these textbooks are telling us that 70 countries are scientifically illiterate, but the country that makes billions of dollars from spraying billions of pounds of glyphosate and toxic chemicals and makes all this food that's patented and controlled is scientifically literate. You really have to not think about it at all to believe their story. You know, like, and this is a side note, but people will watch Braveheart and shit, and they'll be like, "Woo, like freedom fighters!" Like you root for the freedom fighter, right? But then come real life, it's like, wear your mask. But I know that was so psychologically manipulating, how they got people to, like, it was a big fight. It was like, well, the pandemic is continuing because you're not wearing a mask. And then the person not wearing a mask goes, no, you consenting to the restrictions and the lockdown is the reason it's still locked down. You know? So it was like we're pit against each other. It was shocking, man. That pandemic, that was freaking crazy, dude. I can't believe we went through that. I thought that was the beginning of, I didn't think everything would go to shit, but I mean, I thought that was about to be like totalitarian freaking AI, and it got further along there. But I mean, I didn't know we'd have 5 years between then and now, and it'd be relatively chill, even though I know all kinds of other shit's going on. Like ChatGPT wasn't even a fucking thing. Half the AI shit wasn't even a thing in 2020. You know what I mean? Cheers to the lit. I'm about to finish this lit. We have 2 left to give away because Mrs. Asher got basically a female stack, let's call it. So we have 2 more bags of organic heirloom chocolate powder to give away in people's orders for free, $100 value. Stimulates stem cell production, super detoxing and delicious. I got one right here with some raw milk in it and some maple syrup. It has maple sugar crystals in it, so it is already sweet, but I do like it a bit sweeter. I know if Captain Walt, he doesn't like that, but that's okay. Shout out to Walt, man. Anyway, so we have two more of these to give away. And we have a massive discount we're doing as well, a 60% off lifetime discount. If you go to chalk.com on the live and you add a male or female stack to your cart and you apply the discount code 60life, you get a 60% off lifetime discount on any superfoods to your liking: the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, the Irish moss, the chalk minerals, the Tongkat Ali, wildcrafted, organic, heavy metal tested, freaking bioactive compounds are tested in it to make sure you get the strongest dose. I could explain for like 20 minutes, but I want to keep it because we got a lot to cover. Whatchamacallit, if you get a male or female stack with that code 60life, it's an insane discount and you get a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder. But if you got a single supplement like the Shilajit or the ashwagandha or the Irish moss, with that code 60life, it comes to 20 something bucks and you will get a free $60 bottle of the chalk minerals included in your order automatically. And these are cold water extracted from a humic shale deposit in Utah, and I actually have to take 2 of them right now. Asher, I don't know. You know what? There's another girl with the last name Wilcox. Literally, I think it's Ashley Wilcox. So I'm sorry if I misgendered you, dude. Who am I to assume? Oh, I met a girl named Charlie the other day. I mean, fuck, you never know, man. So anyways, that is kind of a unisex name, eh, Charlie? But that's the first Charlie I ever met that was a girl, to be honest. And Lindsay's another one. Like, I got an uncle named Lindsay and I got a neighbor named Lindsay. She's a girl, he's a guy. I mean, you never know, man. Ken is probably one of the most female names I know, man. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Ken, dude. Chris, though. Chris is very feminine. That's a very feminine name. No, I'm just kidding, dude. I'll just stop roasting your guys' names. It was a psychological test for sure. Now they know how most sheep will act. They do, Ken, but they were also shocked at the Freedom Convoy and the resistances. I think we'd still be in lockdown right now if the amount of people who said no didn't say no. You know what I mean? Like, because so many people said no, they had to shut it down. So anyways, my sweet girl dog keeps running to the phone. Quick calling her name. What's her name again? I'll say good girl. Okay, so I'm taking 2 minerals and 1 ashwagandha right now. Down the hatch. Cheers. And a bunch of people are on the site right now, so make sure you apply that discount code ASAP to get the freebie. Ken said, hold on a second. Look what Ken said. He said he told his Indian colleague the other day about what Monsanto did to the Indian farmers. Bro, I don't know how many freaking Indian people even know what Monsanto did anymore. Like, that was a big thing in like 2013 and the early 2010s and shit. But I talked to an Indian guy the other day. He didn't even know what the fuck Shilajit was. So I don't know, dude. You never know, dude. But that's good. That's called, hey, hold on a second. Forget about what I just said with that little story. Ken is telling people, planting seeds in his Indian colleague's head, rather, and raising awareness about a insidious plant. So shout out to Ken. That's what we're supposed to do, dude. Spread the word. Share the freaking message. Shout out to Ken, man. Colleague. I thought you said college, but he's got an Indian friend who told him about what's going on with the Indian farmers, and it's a big freaking deal, man. It was a takeover of the food supply over there. That was one of my first viral videos in like 19 or something, or 2020 rather, when I told the story of how they fandangled these freaking Indian farmers into giving up all their heirloom seeds on the promise that they'd make more money growing Monsanto seeds. And it did not pan out, dude. They say over 400,000 Indian farmers drank glyphosate to kill themselves because they were so at wit's end because all of a sudden they stopped making any money because the crops like failed and shit. So you can type that in. But it's shocking, man. 100%. So there's no justice for that. And then the Indian farmers did protest the other day with their tractors, which was good, but like, we haven't, this is the thing. I can tell you this. If one country, let's say America, like fully revolts, like there's a revolution, and you see where I'm going with this. This isn't meant to be defeatist, but let's give another example. Let's say freaking France has a revolution, and they total revolution. They disband their government. They shut down all the bullshit, and they try to be like sovereign. Russia or China would invade them. A world war would probably be declared on them, or some paramilitary force would be sent there. If Spain, same thing. If Spain had a revolution isolatedly, just happened in Spain, there'd be some type of military police or something that would come in there and mop the freaking floor. But if like 30 countries all revolt at the same time, it's pretty much uncontrollable. So this is the freaky deaky kind of thing, is that like Paraguay have a revolution. Well, the countries around you will there'll be some media spin on how like your country's this huge threat to like world democracy or something. And so we have to like go in and bomb you. Like that's what would happen. Because it would be one mole sticking his head up. But if America had a revolution, and Canada and Mexico, because we're all controlled by the same central banks bullshitting around, and like multiple countries revolted at the same time, then there's a chance that like they can't really contain it. So that's all I'm saying. You understand, right? Like Libya, for example, basically had a revolution. He tried to make a dollar that wasn't backed by petrodollar, and he tried to grow their own food and be self-reliant from like world trade. Like they didn't need to trade. They had like an enclosed ecosystem. Well, they bombed the shit out of him to smithereens. So he was one mole that stuck his head up. But if every country did that, like they can't control. So that's my thing. It would have to be a unified, movement. But if they control the shit out of the internet, it would be pretty hard to spread that. You're not going to be spreading a worldwide revolution with freaking pigeons now, are you? Dude, shout out to Copper freaking Rock, who just got a stack. Shout out to Copper Rock. That means we literally have 2 bags of chocolate left. Copper Rock just got a female stack. He said himself that he was feeling... No, I'm just kidding. I was going to make a joke. Shout out to Copper Rock, dude. Copper Rock just got a male vitality stack with the code 60life, which I don't even know. What is 60? What did that come to, Copper? Let me know, dude. He just got a male stack with the code 60life, which means he's getting a free $100 bag of the chocolate powder included in his freaking order. Shout out to Copper Rock, dude. You're going to love... I mean, he's probably been through, what, Copper? Is it 10 or 15 bags of chocolate by now? The guy is a chalk enjoyer. So shout out to Copper Rock. Anyone else on the fence, make sure you go to chalk.com and apply the code 60. I can't even believe they're doing this. 60life, 60% off for life on any subscription. If you get a male or female stack, you get a free $100 bag of chocolate powder. And if you get a single supplement, like the Shilajit, the Ashwagandha, or the Irish Moth, the #1 supplement for men is the Chalk Daily. The #1 supplement for women is the Shilajit. With that code, it comes to like $20, and you get a free $60 bottle of the Chalk minerals in your order automatically. So shout out to Copper Rock, man. You're going to love it. Shout out to Seaberg and Charlie, his dog or her dog. I'm not going to assume, Seaberg. Come on. I think that's Chris Berg, isn't it? But anyway, so yeah, it's just shocking, isn't it? Shout out to Indian in the Cupboard, man. What's up, you guys? Hope everyone is well. Stay positive. Who's going to hate on Indian in the Cupboard for that, man? Come on. Shout out to Indian in the Cupboard, dude. And shout out to Cy Vamp. Shout out to Cy Vamp, man. We're just getting into the way out of this mess. Oh, by the way, I learned something new. Let me read something to you guys. Hold on a second. Let me read something to you, dear souls. This is actually profound and riveting. If there's one thing you listen to for 5 more minutes today, I'm telling you, this is it. You guys will be thrilled by this. It's not some conspiracy, okay? I'm not just... It's a lot more than that. Okay. So listen to this. Your attitude determines your life. Those of us... So to summarize, and then I'm going to actually read this. You need to start thinking now that every single thing that happens to you is good. And I don't care what it is. Every single thing that happens to you is good. This needs to be your new perspective. I don't care if you get a flat tire on the way to the airport to pick up your grandma. That is good. There is a reason for it, and it is good. You need to start thinking this way. It will change your freaking life. Nothing is bad, everything is good. It is a vibrational change that when you make, it unlocks like alternate dimensions for your reality. Okay. There are those of us who see the glass as half full and others half empty. How we choose to determine the first from the second is up to our attitude and belief system. The choice of how we view our lives in general is totally up to us. Our thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes can be what we want them to be. That is part of our free will as humans. If you're the kind who is quick to be on the pessimistic side, the key is to keep a positive attitude to help improve your view and in turn your situation. We can choose to focus all the negative aspects and worry and stress ourselves relentlessly and make poor choices due to pressures and or feelings of powerlessness. Or we can choose to focus on the positive aspects, the most suitable outcome possible, the blessings in disguise that come with change and new. Look upon the situation as one you are capable of learning from in a positive way. We tend to make our own, often small issues appear so big and daunting that they can easily dominate our behavior. At times, it's easy to resent what life has served us, and it becomes easy to focus on what we don't have or feel we lack, or what we can't do or feel we can't possibly achieve. This attitude brings us down and deflates and depletes our energy. It is better to focus on what we do have and what we can do, and ultimately to feel gratitude for all that is. We can't always choose what happens in life, but we can choose to respond in either a negative, fearful way or a loving, accepting way. The attitude you choose to take determines the themes of your life on a day-to-day basis. And some guy wrote a long time ago, the thoughts we choose to think are the tools we use to paint the canvas of our lives. This is deeply spiritually profound. We all have challenges and obstacles to face and overcome, experience, and learn from. People who have achieved great things despite overwhelming obstacles can inspire us to confront and accept ourselves just as we are. So, dude, the new way is everything is good. You need to think that now. And what that does is unlock more good. And it's a vibrational change, man. So, when you perceive it that way, my understanding is that because you're perceiving it as a good thing, that is a high vibration, that attracts more good things. And of course, gratitude is the attitude, and gratitude is the highest frequency human emotion, right? Even more than love. Did you hear that? Hold on, let me fucking double check that. Highest frequency emotion. Okay, well, this actually says that. Okay, well, appreciation / gratitude is up there with love, joy, and freedom. These are also identified as very high frequency emotions that are associated. Yeah. I shouldn't even be using Google to look at this, but yeah, so the worst is shame, guilt, apathy. Oh, shame is the lowest frequency emotion. Don't do anything that is shameful. That's crazy. Guilt is shit for you as well. That's the low, really low. Apathy, grief. You don't want to feel grief, man, but I know it's hard not to. Sometimes with shit that happens. Fear is really low. Desire. Oh, Desire is a low frequency emotion. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be, let's think. You don't want to desire something because that's like, oh, I don't have it. I guess you want to just picture yourself having the thing which you desire. And don't even say the word desire, I think. Wow. Danny said, yo, shout out to Patriot, dude. Shout out to Aloha, man. And shout out to Jay, too. That's right. And Danny said, wow, the things you are saying are really shifting my perception and vibrations. Thank you. Shout out to Danny. Danny, I know with your situation you've shared in the past, like it may be hard to see it as good, but God has a plan for you, Danny. You've followed the script of your reality and you know, it's how you choose to react to it. Oh, you don't have this, this, or that, but you have that, that, and this. And a lot of people don't have any of those things, or have the shitty ones, but don't have any of the good ones. Like, you never know. Nothing's shitty. Everything is good. Wow. Danny got out of that house, by the way, yesterday. And wow, Danny got out of the house. Did you hear about the house Danny was living in? It was a bit of a shitstorm. Shout out to Danny. I'm so glad your reality changed physically, manifestationally. Anger is low vibration. Pride. Oh my gosh. Doesn't it say to not be prideful? The worst thing, I mean, it's one of those, you don't want to be, I mean, like, is being proud of your child like low vibrational? Or happy for them? Maybe you don't want to be proud, you want to be happy for them. Courage, really? Courage is not even that high? No. Okay, we're getting into the higher ones. Neutrality, being neutral, like however this works out is for the betterment, it's for the good. That's neutrality. Willingness and acceptance are getting up there. Reason, okay, that's getting up there. Love is high. Joy is higher. Joy is higher than love. Wow, eh? So, okay, that's why sometimes to fill up other people's cup, you got to fill up your own cup. You can't always be doing stuff for other people. You have to fill up your own cup sometimes. Peace is high, and then enlightenment. What emotion is enlightenment, though? Yeah, wow, that's crazy, man. Oh, okay, here it says this. So enlightenment is ineffable. I didn't even know that's a word. Peace is bliss. Joy is serenity. Okay. So it's the emotional state and the name of the emotion. Yeah, so guilt is shame, apathy is despair, grief is regret. Oh, so grief is regret. Like, if you're grieving, it's that you regret, like they're dead or something. If you're grieving someone's death, you regret that they're dead, but you shouldn't regret. Regret's not a proper emotion. Or in other words, like, you don't want to live in regret. You can be like, damn, I did this one way and I could have done it that way, but I made it that choice. So let's roll with the punches and roll with what we got, right? That's very true. Aloha. I don't know how. I'm shocked, but I am wearing all wool right now, so I should be frequencyly good. Oh, except my hat. I wonder if it matters because it's not touching these. But yeah, dude, I heard that too. It's weird, eh? Cotton and wool cancel each other out, as written in the Holy Bible. That's right, dude. Yeah, I know. Weird, eh? Polyester, don't even get me started. Polyester underwear reduces sperm count, and we'll get into that on the next one. Willingness is optimism. Acceptance is forgiveness. Reason is understanding. Love is reverence. Okay. Very cool, man. So we got frequencies in our emotions, and you got to keep a high one, man, and it'll attract more situations and circumstances in that are at that frequency. Charity begins at home, like the Brits say. I never heard that, Ken. That's crazy, man. I think it was any good one. I think you're supposed to wear, it says don't mix, aloha, it says don't mix fabrics. Like, if you're going to wear a fabric, wear all linen or wear all wool or wear all cotton, but don't mix and match them is what I heard. Hold on a second. Yo, shout out to Joe, by the way, or I mean Copper. Shout out to Copper, man. So this is the last call for the free bags of chocolate powder. The next two people who go to chalk.com and get a male or female vitality stack with the code 60life, aloha, 60% off your subscription for life, cancel or modify at any time, and you will get a free $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order automatically. And if you get a single supplement, if you're low on the Chalk Daily or the male or female stack or the ashwagandha, if you get a single supplement with the code 60life, it comes to 20 something bucks, and you get a $60 bottle of the Chalk minerals included in your order automatically. First come, first serve. This is the last call on the live. We're going to be live again tomorrow. We're doing like surgical strikes on the live. You're going to be stoked about it. I know, aloha, 60 freaking %, dude. Are you nuts? I know. I wanted to also answer Cabin Captain Barbarossa and Selena. But Captain said, what's the best thing to do with copper? There's so much, dude. It's a whole freaking situation we got to discuss. But Holistic Mystic just said something super cool too. She said, don't avoid low frequency emotions. That's right. Because avoidance is shit too. Feel them, witness, and release them. Suppressing emotions is self-abandonment and causes disease in the body. Wow. Wow. Selena, the code is 60 life, 60 LIFE. See, I pinned it on the live chat, but it doesn't, their pinning doesn't work. So the website is chalk.com. The coupon code is 60 life. The usual discount is like 26% off SciVamp. So this is like a shocking lifetime discount to lock in on a male or female stack. And again, you get a $100 bag of chocolate powder if you get it on the live or just after the live, like basically between now and probably the next hour. And also remember to throw the Chad mode in your subscription too, because you got that blue spirulina, which is trending right now because it's a binder. It binds to heavy metals and free radicals and phthalates and microplastics and excretes it out of the body. And it has organic caffeine that's cold water extracted from green coffee beans. So we're talking about several superfoods layered on top of each other. Now, when you do take the Chad mode, just know you will feel tingly all over, especially if you're on an empty stomach. And that's called a niacin flush. Stimulates your circulatory and your lymphatic system, so you feel tingly all over. It's super freaking good for you. And you actually begin to really, at least for me and many others say, like they look forward to that feeling. That's like the main thing I look forward to when I'm drinking Chad mode. I chug it fast, so I get the tingles all over. It's like a stimulant. I fucking love it. Yes, it can. Absolutely, SciVamp. Yes, it can. Aloha, exactly, dude. Black Friday came early. Exactly, man. Holistic Mystic, thank you for sharing that. That's a freaking good Holistic. I hope you join us on the next live because it's clearly you have a message to share and spread. Like, that's great. Holistic Mystic. And why did I assume your gender? Maybe it's a psychic thing. Shout out to Ember. Ember, what's going on? We're going to be live again tomorrow night, probably around this time, so watch out for that. Like drinking a shot of espresso. Selena, that's, I haven't had an espresso in so long, but do you get tingles? Does that give you a niacin flush? I don't know. I met a chick named Andrew the other day. Caught me off guard. That's crazy, Thrax. You never know, man. Yes, SciVamp, because it's called Ask and Ye Shall Receive. Yes, if you get a Chad mode, you can get a chocolate powder, but that's it. You can't get the only other way to get a chocolate free in your order is with a male or female stack with that code. Make sure you apply the discount 60 life, 60% off for life. It's freaking shocking. Girl Maria said cilantro and wild blueberries take out heavy metals too. That is true, but be careful with wild blueberries because what they're doing now is wild blueberries. It's not wild blueberries. It's the wild variety, the wild species of blueberry. It's wild blueberry species, but it's farmed and sprayed with pesticides. You have to get like wild blueberries, not the wild variety of blueberries that are farmed. There's a big difference. So watch out for that. Cilantro too. I think cilantro I love cilantro, man. I remember when I first tasted it, I was like, oh, what the fuck is this when I was little, but now I love it. I got to start an operation to grow cilantro and always have it because it goes in so many things. I don't want to have to buy a stupid little bunch of it every time I at the freaking grocery store. Plus what they're spraying on them in the little misters at the grocery store is not freaking water, man. It's shocking. I'll fill you in, Aloha. Okay. DM me, you guys, if you have any questions. Much love, everyone. We're going to be back in the saddle with these freaking lives. Thank you all for joining. Do I even know how to use this thing again? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah, DM me, man. This is freaking great. And last call on your free lit. You're going to get it with a male or female stack. Send me the order number in the DMs, and I'll make sure that they get the freebie allocated as well on Instagram. DM me on Instagram, all right? Much love, everyone. Thank you for joining. Ken, I hope to see you on again, and all you guys. Make sure your live notifications are on so you know when I'm live tomorrow as well. So make sure you go to my profile on Rumble and click the notification bell so that as soon as I'm live, you get it, because we don't want to be in the situation where, well, let's just say we want to be in the situation. We do want to be in the situation where everyone knows when we're live, right? Oh, Amber. Yeah. if you just got a stack, you're getting the lit. Shout out to Amber. Amber, are you new here? I'm trying to think. I swear I remember that name, but there was another Amber, rather. Oh, and someone just got a Shilajit. Holy shit skis, man. Okay, shout out to who just got a Shilajit and a Amber order. Shout out to Amber. Damn. You're getting the lit. I just got confirmation from Chalk, Amber. You're getting the lit, so don't even worry about sending me your order number. Your lit is going to be included. And guys, 60% off for life. I cannot freaking believe it. I don't know that we're going to be doing this deal again tomorrow. So hit the iron while it's freaking hot, man. Shout out to Ken. I can't wait to see you on. Okay. Much love, everyone. DM me, and we'll see you on the next one, all right?